Hey, it's Ellie. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. This one is going to be a little different from my other speed builds because it's a real house, and this build is actually a part of my brand new series where I'm going to be filling the town of Newcrest. It's an empty world in The Sims 4, and I'm going to be building house lots like this and community lots and populating the whole town, all that good stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to get that going. So this is the first build of that series. As I'm sure you read in the title, this house is called BEIGE BLISS because it's beige. And in order to understand the decor and the style of this house, I feel like I need to talk about the family who lives here. They are the Fishers, and they live in this really nice house, which is in the rich neighborhood of Newcrest Town, which is, in my opinion, the kind of left lot grouping. All the houses in this neighborhood kind of go with this similar style, but this one is a little bit classier than the other ones, where the other houses, most of them at least, have a bit of a kid-friendly feel. This one does not at all. This one has less of that warm feeling in the house. I'm just struggling with the roof here because roofs are awful and I can't do roofs at all, and that's probably why I like doing apartments so much, because you don't have to worry about the freaking roof. Anyway, so the family that lives here, the father is a business tycoon. That's why they live in the rich neighborhood. He is really good at his job. He's probably the best. He is just a wealthy man, and he definitely has high taste because of his success in life. And because of that reason, he married someone who was a bit younger than him, and in his opinion is a bit of a trophy wife, though she definitely has her own thing going on. She is an aspiring musician, so I'm going to be doing that when I play the Let's Play of this family, which I will be doing first because this is the first build I'm releasing for this series. It's going to be the first family that I play as well, so look out for that in the future. Now, they have two boys, one teenage and one child, and they're just boys, not much to say about them. They are definitely expected to live in this sort of high lifestyle that their father is made for himself, and he definitely wants them to act properly. Now, the dad definitely had a huge hand in designing this house. It looks like it would have been a newly constructed house for sure, and you can see the dad's taste throughout the house. I was going for a really interesting house that's maybe not so boxy like the rest of my houses. A lot of them end up having pretty square rooms, which is maybe not the most realistic, so I tried to move away from that in this one, and you can see a lot of the rooms have more angles and interesting shapes to them. I'm just going through and doing the doors now. And I was using these columns, and I think they're meant for the roof or something. They're like the arches in the doorway, and they just looked really good in the house. I liked how it gave it an archway feel without actually having an archway or the doors. It makes it much more open, and those ceilings are actually the taller height, and I don't like how the arches don't, go up with the wall height. That's so annoying. Anyways, I put that really large chandelier in the foyer area of the house, and I loved the effect that it gave. Like, I could definitely imagine when you first walk into this house and you see that giant chandelier hanging over your head, you know exactly what kind of house it is, how expensive their taste is. You know it's going to be an extravagant house. And I figured probably the family wouldn't use that front door too much because it's so elegant. I was really struggling with these counters because the cabinets didn't seem to have the same color as the counters, and and that just really annoyed me. And I really didn't like the look of that over there. Anyway, so in general, I struggled with this kitchen and the odd shape of the room, trying to make everything fit nicely and not have huge space in the middle of the floor like there is now. So I do put this island and I try to give it an interesting shape to match the rest of the kitchen. It is a really large kitchen. It turned out pretty nice though. It's not my favorite kitchen, but it's nice still. And it definitely works with the style of the rest of the house. There's just quite a lot of counter space. It's a little much for a sim kitchen, but it looks good anyway. And there's also this really nice breakfast nook feature of the kitchen, which looks a little bit homier. It's a really cute and cozy shape, and I just like it a lot. There's also an entrance over there, which I figured would be the one the family most often uses. So that's why I go through and add that little bit of clutter near the door there. And I left all the windows without curtains because I really liked how the natural light came into the kitchen. It made it look a lot more open. Here I'm just quickly doing the dining room table because I really like it when the dining room table and the breakfast table match. It looks silly if it doesn't. Can I just say, I absolutely love all the rugs that came with City Living, and I think a few of them also came with Dine Out. But wow, I use them in so many of my houses. In general, I just have a rug problem though. Like that circle rug, the solid colored one. Oh, I use that in every house like 3 or 4 times. It's so awful. I need more circle rugs in The Sims. I'm really struggling with the wall decor for the kitchen, especially behind that island there. I just could not get something that I really liked and looked good on that wall there. But I did like this huge wine glass in the breakfast nook area. It definitely seemed like something a little less kid-friendly and high-taste person might put in the middle of their kitchen, not worrying about what the kids think or anything. I think that breakfast nook might actually be one of my favorite little nooks that I've ever built. I build a lot of breakfast nooks. I just really like the idea. And that one is really cute and it has such a nice shape. Like, I heard he said that, but it just does. I like it a lot. So now I'm just cluttering up the kitchen and making it look a little more lived in. I always like to put a lot of decor in the kitchen because I feel like counters usually have a lot of stuff on them. At least mine always did growing up, and in my house now, there's always stuff on the counter that should probably just be put away in a cabinet or something, but whatever. This house actually doesn't have any cabinets, wall cabinets, so I guess that's the reason they need all the extra counters, because they need space to store all their pots and pans and their other kitchen items and utensils. So I finally found something that I really liked on that wall, those plates. I thought they looked really nice in their plates, so they work with the kitchen decor, and just, yeah, I was happier with them than those silver fish, though I did just put them on the other wall next to it. So in the dining room, I tried to make it pretty classy and elegant. I end up choosing these really nice jazz paintings, and then I use that color scheme to decorate the rest of the dining room, and it turns out pretty nice. It probably doesn't match the rest of the house quite as well as the other rooms, but that's the formal dining room, so I figured it's meant to be a little bit fancier than the rest of the house and probably a bit more traditional. And I go with these really super heavy curtains that they just look like they would kill you if they fell on top of you, but they worked really well in that dining room, so I decided to leave them. And that chandelier again, oh, it looks so nice. I did use the Move Objects cheat to put it up there in case you're wondering, but it's a 2-story foyer, so you know, technically it should be possible to put something on the ceiling of the 2nd story and have it hang down. So those are the kinds of things I usually use the Move Objects cheat for. I don't, you know, like to make some crazy complicated looking decor or anything. I do like to bend the sim rules a little bit to make them more like the rules of reality in building, because I like to make really realistic houses, especially in my actual house builds. I know my apartment builds get a little crazy, but the houses are meant to be actual houses that you could imagine someone living in. So this little lounge area I'm doing, I didn't really intend it to be a lounge. It was supposed to be the living room, but the more I thought about the family that lived here, the more sense it made to have this sort of high-class lounge that they would host parties in instead of a cozy living room with a comfy couch that you all gather around for movie night. Like, that's just not this family, not even close. So they had this really formal lounge area that looks really expensive and kind of not kid-friendly at all. Like, if I was a kid, I would definitely not want to go in this room because everything looks a little breakable and like kind of sharp. Like, if you accidentally fell, which I do a lot because I'm clumsy as heck, but anyways, it just looks like you might break something, either some furniture or yourself, if you went in this room as a kid. Not to mention how mad your parents would be if you went in that room and managed to mess something up. So this room is definitely a high-class modern room that they would invite all the high-class modern people from the rest of the neighborhood into this room to relax and have a party and have the pianist come and serenade them and all that, you know, high-class stuff. I don't know what high-class people do at their parties, but that's what I imagine. And also, I love how that fireplace has the blue tile brick things behind it. That was such a nice little unexpected feature with the white fireplace. I loved it so much. Oh, and as you probably noticed, I did the landscaping off the recording of this house. Landscaping just takes so long. Like, I think I probably spent 5 or 6 hours building this house, and landscaping was at least 1 hour, if not more. It just takes a little while to put everything together, and frankly, it's a little boring to watch. It gets pretty repetitive, which is place plants over and over again. So I did that off the recording to make this video a bit shorter. It's already pretty long, almost 25 minutes I think, or something close to that. So in this bathroom, I put a vintage tub, and I know this is supposed to be a newly constructed house, but I thought that this family would like have this expensive vintage tub put in their bathroom just to show off. Like, this is the powder room downstairs. The bedrooms upstairs have their own private bathrooms for the most part, so people in the house wouldn't really be using this bathroom to bathe and whatnot. So that is definitely just for show. Now, in this office, I spent a lot of time on this office. It probably doesn't seem like it because this video is so sped up, but I spent a good like 10-15 minutes messing around with this corner to make these counters match up and make this really cool desk in the middle of the counters. I got this idea from another sim house I built earlier, which is actually also in the Newcrest series. So you will see that build next Saturday, but they also have a similar counter desk thing going on, and it just looks really cool. And I just think it looks so like classy or something. Like, that desk with the white countertops almost looked like it could be another piece of countertop that they just kind of put lower and made this awesome work area. And this office would be shared by both the father and the mother of this house, so the businessman and the musician who would obviously play the violin in here. And I also put the bonsai tree for gardening, because, you know, why the heck not? I figure the one thing she did do was convince him to paint the office pink. That's about as much control as he lets her have in the design of this house. Plenty of books to make it seem like someone's been working in there, like business books or whatever. I don't know what businessmen read. Economics books, something like that. 50 Shades of Grey, maybe, whatever. Anyway, now I'm working on the master bedroom, and wow, canopy beds. I'm so excited to have canopy beds in The Sims 4. I love canopy beds so much. Canopy beds are literally the coolest beds ever. I wish I had a canopy bed in real life. Having a canopy bed is like being the Queen of England or something. It's like so fancy. And despite the fact that they came with the city living expansion, I didn't actually put them in any of the apartments I built so far. So this was the first time I used the canopy bed. Now, when I was doing this room initially, I made everything so matchy, so that's why I go through and change it up, because I didn't like how matching it was. Needed to be a little bit unmatched. Like, people do not have all gray things in their bedroom. That's just silly. That would look weird. And of course, I have to fill it up with plants, because I love putting plants in all my Sims houses. There's like 90% plants, 10% other decorations, usually. And I don't feel like people actually have that many plants in real life because, you know, plants are hard to keep alive. At least I can't hardly keep a plant alive inside. Outside is another story, maybe. But yeah, they would probably go through like a gallon of water watering all these plants every day in this house. This bathroom was really interesting. I decided to make it this shape, the same shape as the nook downstairs, and it was a little bit more of a challenge than I expected. The shape was just, it was so odd that things didn't really fit against the wall properly, so it ends up being really open and big, but that worked for the family, so all is well. The dad definitely doesn't seem like someone who would want to be feeling clustered in his own bathroom. Now, this little area I had so much fun doing. So it's a little lounge area for the two boys who live here, because their downstairs living room is not really an area where you hang out and watch TV and relax after school, but this area up here near their bedrooms definitely is. It's way more private. It's in the back upstairs of the house, so they could definitely hang out here while their parents are downstairs entertaining all the high-class people of the town. And they just get to have this own little area of their house where they can decorate it and fill it with their own stuff, and not have to worry about it being seen by everyone. I added a second little sitting area over here just to fill up the space, and this one is definitely more of a sitting area for show. I can't imagine too many people would actually sit here, though the bookcase is right across the hall, so maybe it's a good little reading area or a place to do homework after school. Well, there's no desks, so the Sims can't do homework there, but in real life, if you were chilling out there, you would probably do your homework or something, read a book, relax, look at the chandelier, you know. This side room is the child's bedroom. It's a pretty simple boy's bedroom. There's not much to say about it. It's just a boy's room. It's got a desk for him to do his homework, and I put some clutter in it and some cool kid decorations, you know, usual things. Though I actually haven't got the children's bedroom pack or whatever the heck it is that just came out a little while ago. I don't know why I haven't got that yet, but I should. Now I also need to get the vintage glamour pack though. Ugh, so many stuff packs, and this is just bleeding the money out of me. I added the little science lab in the corner because I figured the father would definitely encourage his kids to study hard and work on their skills or whatever. I also used those little wall hanger things. They look pretty cool, the banners. I always have trouble with the floating toys. They like stick up in the air after you place them somewhere, but anyway. That rug is super cute, the dino rug, to match the dino painting on the wall. So adorable. Almost forgot lights again. So this is the teenage boys room. It's also pretty simple in this part of the room, but he does have this pretty cool extension on his room that I put a desk in and a gaming station. So he has sort of like a little office of his own to work in and relax in. I didn't put too much clutter in the teenage boy's room because I kind of felt like he wouldn't have all that much clutter in his room. His parents would probably be pretty on top of him to keep a cleanly room and all that, so yeah. Also, this wall color is probably one of my favorites in The Sims. That mint green, oh, that looks so nice. And those wall collage posters are pretty cool too. They definitely have like a teenage boy vibe going on there. Tons of movie posters, of course. Overall, this teenage kid has a pretty dang nice bedroom and workspace for him. So I'm just going to work on the bathroom in the corner of the house that the two boys share and put some finishing touches on the house, and then it goes right into screenshots. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe to my channel because I post some videos every Friday and Saturday, and the Newcrest town builds will specifically be released on Saturdays. So look out for those and look out for the Let's Play. You're going to see a sneak peek of some of the characters in the screenshots later. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye!